Yo, welcome back to the Diamond District Studios YouTube page. I'm Tabs, aka VVS. I'm a recording and mixing engineer out of Johannesburg, South Africa. Thank you for tuning in on once again another tutorial, and thank you to every single person who has subscribed. The channel has just hit 100 subscribers, so thank you to you and you. So in this tutorial, we're going to explore how to make South African Afrobeat style vocals, and the song we're going to use is Addicted by an artist called J Leo. So let's just see how the song sounds, and then we'll get into the mix breakdown.
Smoke some shit, they got me smelling like the president. Oh, call me Ali with the flows as I take a hit. They speaking highly on me, wanna see the residents. They calling for me, now they asking how your man's been. The game got us ballin', now we going mad again. Who at the door, Matador, I be swerving them. Khabakokoti, we ain't playing, we curving them. Matador like every day, how we swerving them. Sipping on Henny, knee straight, white collar with it.
Cool, so I'm just gonna cut it there. And the song is produced by Ransom beats. So let's check out what I did to these vocals. So I'm just going to switch to the mixer window. And then what you'd see is obviously my mixer looks quite a bit hectic, but you'll understand what my approach was, and you'll see that most of what I'm doing is I'm just basically copying and pasting the same settings, on other channels. So what you just heard was the lead vocals, and what I'm doing with the lead vocals is I'm doing pitch correction, and the beat is actually in a B natural minor, and then I'm just tuning the vocals to that, and then I'm following that up with a de-esser from Waves. You can see that the frequencies I'm cutting or that I'm attenuating around 6K, and then I have an EQ, which is a subtractive EQ. I just use a stock EQ. You can see that I have some filtering going on at around 120 hertz, and then I'm scooping out frequencies around 200. I'm also doing more scooping around close to 600, and more scooping around 900 hertz, and some more around 2 kilohertz. And then next thing what I'm doing is I'm doing a little bit of compression using the LA3 from Waves, and then I have an API, and then what I'm doing with the API 550B is I'm doing some lifting, some high-end lifting around 10 kilohertz. And then I'm also doing some scooping around 800 hertz. And then I'm also doing, let's see. Yeah, I'm not doing much else afterwards. So what I want to show you is those settings, but I'm just going to process it. I'm going to bring in all the processing one by one. So let's just start here, and then I'm going to do that against the beat.
Smoke some shit, they got me smelling like the president. Oh, call me Ali with the flows as I take a hit. They speaking highly on me, wanna see the residents. They calling for me, now they asking how your man's been. The game got us ballin', now we going mad again. Who at the door, Matador, I be swerving them. Khabakokoti, we ain't playing, we curving them.
So you can see as you were listening to this, and you can go back, just rewind back into the video. But what you can see is how I'm fitting the beat, the vocals into the beat, right? Because I don't have much control over the individual elements of the beat. So what I'm just trying to do is, fit those vocals into the beat. And then something that actually plays a major role in doing that is the vocal itself. So I'm just gonna mute the send to the reverb, so you can see what I'm talking about.
Smoke some shit, they got me smelling like the president. Oh, call me Ali with the flows as I take a hit. They speaking highly on me, wanna see the residents. They calling for me, now they asking how your man's been.
So you can hear the room or the space around those vocals, right? And so let's just explore the settings that I have on the reverb. So I'm sending it to verb, and then verb is this channel here. And then basically I'm using Waves, the Renaissance reverb. And then so you can see my timing is like at 1.0 or 1.02 seconds, so it's not too long, it's also not too short. And then the size of the reverb is around 20. I mean, you can just copy these settings as you see them on the screen. So then what I'm doing afterwards is I am scooping out these frequencies that I'm scooping out after the reverb, and this is what helps to keep the vocals in the same space as the beat, right? So because what you basically want is that your brain has to calculate what it's hearing and try to fit it in what would sound like a natural space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these frequencies up so they can hear what I was scooping out.
Smoke some shit, they got me smelling like the president. Oh, call me Ali with the flows as I take it head. They speaking highly on me, wanna see the residents.
So you can tell what that frequency was, what I boosted there. It sounds like the vocals are in a bathroom, right? In a tiled space. So I'm not trying to get that. I don't want to have my reverbs too obvious unless I'm going for a special effect, right? Cool. And then I'm going to boost another band of frequency so that you can also hear what that is doing and why I scooped it out.
Smoke some shit, they got me smelling like the president. Oh, call me Ali with the flows as I take it head. They speaking highly on me, wanna see the residents. They calling for me, now they asking how your man's been.
So basically that is mudding up the reverb. And not only is it mudding up the reverb, it's also taking away from the beat. And there's certain parts of the beat where that frequency, while I was boosting, something exists there. So it's usually like the 808, it's the low mid part of the beat. So it's always best to process your sends as well. Then afterwards, I have an MV2, which I'm doing parallel compression. So the reason why I'm using this one here, usually what you see in my other tutorials is that I have this processing done on the vocals. However, with this one, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to sandwich that reverb and keep it controlled. So that's what I'm using this for. You can use a regular compressor, but I so happen to use this one. So then all my lead vocals are going into this lead track here. So let's just see what I'm doing on that. So it's MV2, which I'm basically following the same thinking as what I did on that reverb, what I just showed you now. And then I have the C6. Then we'll just basically go through what I'm doing with this afterwards. And then I have the API 550B again. Then what I'm doing here is I am taking out a little bit out of like 2 dBs out of 1.5K, because that's a very sharp frequency. So you see a trend of what I basically do with these vocals whenever you go back and watch the other videos that I've done. And then I have a de-esser. But with this one, I am attenuating out of 9K. And that's that. Then all these vocals, basically this lead now feeds into my all Vox bus, which I have a C6, I have a R Vox, so you can see the settings there. Let me just go back into the C6. So those are the settings there as well. And then I have my SSL 4000E channel from Waves. And then I have another de-esser, and then I have another de-esser. So let's just bypass the processing on the leads bus first, and then we're going to do the same thing on the all Vox bus. So just going to bypass everything for now, and then bring everything up as I go.
Smoke some shit, they got me smelling like the president. Oh, call me Ali with the flows as I take it head. They speaking highly on me, wanna see the residents. They calling for me, now they asking how your man's been. The game got us ballin' out, we going mad again. Who at the door? Matador, I be swerving them. Khabakokoti, we ain't playing, we curving them. Matador like every day, how we swerving them. Sipping on Henny, need straight white collar with it. Who at
So you could tell that at some point these vocals did sound good by themselves, right? But then that's not the point, because you're not trying to mix solo. It doesn't matter if your vocals or your element in your song sounds good and sounds good in solo, right? You want everything to fit in as one complete puzzle piece. right? So that's why you hear that as I keep engaging these plugins, everything starts to fit into the complete song. So that's what I'm basically doing with these lead vocals, and I'm following the same thinking really when it comes to like the other parts of the song. And then because this mix, I basically did this mix I revisited basically this mix in 5th of May 2020, but I originally recorded the song way earlier than that, probably maybe around January of 2020 or late 2019. So you can see on my screen that there's certain plugins that I don't have because I've mixed the song. Originally I did the mix on a different system where I don't have the plugins. So yeah, that's that. And then what I have on my master bus is just my newest limiter that I just bought from Brainworks, which is a BX limiter True Peak. And what I'm basically just doing here is my ceiling is at 0.4 dBs. I don't limit to 0. I basically bring everything. Usually I'll go like -1 for intersampling, just to be safe around there. And then, but what I did differently here is I am boosting some of this XL feature. So let's just see how everything sounds with and without this limiter. But obviously this is just a volume thing. Okay, let's just go back.
Ugly ain't getting no dividends. Whether buttermilk, butterscotch, or cinnamon. Put the mind of a god and he be getting lit. Gotta listen, if you hear it then you be sizzling. When I'm sizzling, don't touch me, I be venomous. Assassinating from Kennedy to Zimmerman.
So that's that. If there's anything I didn't cover and that you are interested in finding more about, just drop a comment in the comment section below. And I hope that you learned a thing or two. And thank you again for the 100 subscribers. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please like, share, and subscribe onto the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.
Melanin citizen, so it's so criminal. Ugly ain't getting no dividends. Whether buttermilk, butterscotch, or cinnamon. Put the mind of a god and he be getting lit. Gotta listen, if you hear it then you be sizzling.